Hello and welcome to Talk from Superheroes. Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Ivimey.
And I'm Diana McCullum.
And you're listening to Talk from Superheroes, where every week we discuss a piece of heroic television or film. And this week on the podcast, we are talking about a new one. We are talking about the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
We both just opened IMDb to double check the title.
To confirm?
To make sure we didn't call it whatever the 1993 version was. I don't think that one had the word movie in it.
Yeah, or
Or
maybe it had but the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
2023.
2023 is what we're talking about here today on the podcast. New movie, just dropped, just came out. We've seen it. It's fresh.
It's so fresh.
It's out there, and because it is a new property. Whenever we talk about a new property on the podcast, we always give you a spoiler-free review. So if you're a new listener, that's the format of the show. We always give you a spoiler-free in case you're on the fence about seeing it. Maybe you want a taste of the episode before you do go see it. Whatever your reasons might be, we'll give you a spoiler-free review. Then once you hear the theme music, that will be when we're in the spoiler-filled section. So, for a spoiler-free review, we'll start with the simple question. Diana, did you like it?
Did I like it? I guess in a lot of ways it's fine, but it's bad. So, did I like it? I would say it's kind of soulless for the most part.
Ooh, yeah.
I think we said this about a movie recently, just about the backgrounds on Dungeons & Dragons, but this movie feels like it was written by an AI. An AI played every Mario game, and an AI wrote a movie that is entirely soulless. It's kind of fun. There's a few laughs. Jack Black's incredible. Just getting that on the table. Jack Black is one of the best, if only, reasons to definitely go see this movie if you're interested. He is crushing it. Thank you so much, Jack Black, for being around. But the rest of the movie is just kind of like, wow, a lot of Mario things are happening, and there's not really a plot. It doesn't not make sense. It's just like, I don't care. Random things are happening. There's no lore introduced. There's no interest. There's no tension. It is just a bunch of things from the Mario games are here, and it's kind of like watching someone play a game. So it didn't really super interest me. The kids at the theater seemed to love it, so I'm not going to say it's totally bad. The ones who came out said they loved it. I don't know. They don't have a lot of taste. But yeah, so it's fine to bad. I don't know. Maybe if you like Mario, it might be fun. I don't know. It wasn't for Diana's. Andrew, did you like it?
No, I didn't like it. Soulless is a great description of it. It's very boring. It's not so bad it's interesting or funny in a bad way. It's bad in a way that's just kind of bland. It's rolled oats boiled in water. It is the core concept of food with no flavoring or heart or attention or care or sugar or anything. It just is.
It'd sustain you.
Yeah, this is 90 minutes of sustainable film that kept the attention of the children in the theater. I don't think the kids even liked it that much. No one seemed happy or excited. There were no laughs or reactions. The kids did shut up, which is a feat in itself. It quieted a theater of children. So if you have kids and want them to watch moving images for a while, I would say that this movie is as good as letting children's YouTube play in the background, as lights and colors do happen in sequences that children seem to find pleasing. But other than that, yeah, just soulless, charmless. It's only 90 minutes, but it really felt like 3 hours to me. It was just so slow and bland. Jack Black is a delight. I absolutely agree with that.
Thank you, Jack Black.
It is impossible for Jack Black to do something soulless because he has only ever put his whole ass soul into everything he's ever done, from talk show appearances to promo and press. Every project, everything, good or bad, Jack Black has just purely enjoyed every second of making, promoting, and existing everything. and it's a true charm and a delight.
Absolutely. Jack Black has never phoned in a performance in his goddamn life.
Not
Doesn't
once.
even own a phone.
Doesn't
this
even
man
own a phone.
Can't be reached.
Yeah,
you got to send a telegram.
He has one phone, and it's like a fake Fisher-Price one that he uses to do bits. That is the only phone Jack Black has.
You can also open it up, and there's like candy in there. He's like, and I keep candy in it.
And he keeps he is just a delightful human being. So the strength of the movie is Jack Black. The strength of the movie occasionally is the music as well.
Ooh, yes. Big shout out to the video game music.
To the
for
video
the most
game,
part.
but also I would say even like to the there's the Super Mario games have had an iconic score throughout decades of incredible pivotal work in terms of like video game sound design, and this movie uses those scores and composers which are very well done, but modernizes it and does it with like a full orchestra. It's a little fuller and it's a little richer, and it feels really good how they've beefed up and re-recorded a lot of these classic pieces, and it really just highlights like how clean and beautifully composed every piece of music from this franchise has ever been, to be like it works as well in 8 bits in the 90s as it does in a full orchestra in a DreamWorks movie. So Jack Black and music, those are my 2 big loves of this. But can it be spoiled as well?
No. If you've played a Mario video game, you've seen this movie. So, good work.
Good. Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
Yeah, no, you can't spoil this movie.
No, I agree. I agree. It is a game where man in a red shirt with overalls has an M on his hat. He jumps. He's got a brother. Brother also kind of jumps around. Movie.
Saves a princess.
That's the movie.
That's the movie.
That's the movie. Can't be spoiled. It is just kind of there.
It's absolutely there.
Well, that is going to be the spoiler-free review. Before we get into the spoiler-filled section, we do want to thank our wonderful sponsors of today's episode. We want to thank our friends over at tpublic.com.
At tpublic.com, the thing that we love uncategorically, you're going to get your next favorite tee designed by an indie artist, getting a fair commission for their work. All those things are great. What else is great is that the designs slap. They're awesome.
They absolutely slap in every way. And also, don't let the name fool you. It's not just t-shirts. They also have hoodies, stickers, mugs. They also have kids-size t-shirts as well.
We've sold a few things in kid size, and I'm always like, a little baby's wearing that.
Adorable.
It's weird to ask a customer for a photo, but I do sometimes want to be like, I'd love to see.
How's that baby doing?
I'd love to see
How's
a
that kid
baby
doing?
wearing this Batman shirt.
So they've got a wonderful selection of different clothing in different sizes, shapes, styles, fabrics, as well as mugs, stickers, accessories, and things like that. All the designs submitted by independent artists who are getting commissions for their work. One that I am liking this week, I am liking Fireflower is the shirt, and it is a fire flower, and it is in the style of a Nintendo Power magazine. So it's the style of a Nintendo Power magazine, and it's a Ziploc baggie with the fire flower being kind of handed back and forth in it. It's cute, it's cool, it's Mario, it's Nintendo Power, it's a little bit of everything.
It's a little bit of everything. My shirt is a tossed salad and scrambled chili dogs. It's a classic. Several of us on the network own this shirt. It is the word Frasier in the Sega logo. Frasier! Or Frasier. You have 2 options. Your shirt will emit 2 different sounds in different people who see it. It is such a cute, fun shirt. Just the word Frasier in the Sega logo. Always a banger.
Always a banger. And if you want to see either of the designs we just mentioned, any of the ones we previously mentioned on the podcast, or as well, you can find a bunch of designs that we own, that we like, that we recommend. We've got a whole selection of ones that we've personally curated for you, and that is all over at tpublic.fromsuperheroes.com. That is public.fromsuperheroes.com. And when you shop through that store link, anything that you purchase, it not only does it support the artist who created that design, it also directly supports this podcast as well, even when you shop around the full store for anything you might like. So head on over to tpublic.fromsuperheroes.com, and thank you, TeePublic, for your support.
Thank you so much, TeePublic.
And now let's get into the spoiler-filled section of the episode. Let's talk more about the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
2023.
right, so we have seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It was tolerable.
It was tolerable. I will say off the top, it gives the impression it's going to be a little bit more fun than it is. The entire thing.
Well, because it opens with Jack Black.
It opens with Jack Black.
It opens with the fun part of the thing.
But at least that part also has like some okay jokes. Like I don't know what the penguin people are called.
Sure.
But the penguin people like throwing snowballs and being like, we're tough. And Carrie Payton playing this like tiny little penguin guy is a really nice like dichotomy that's happening there. That part was completely released as a trailer. So it was like, I've already seen this. But this part's fine. And then I think the thing with the dog is actually quite funny and well done. That might be the best sequence in the whole movie, the dog that's mad at them for breaking their bone.
Sure.
And then the movie, other than Jack Black's parts, are just like, it's never got any sense of whimsy or fun or even any tension, because that scene had some tension. It's like, oh, will the pipes re-break? Will the dog get out of the shower? Like, there's actually some stakes in this silly scene where a dog is mad at them that is not in any of the scenes where is the Mushroom Kingdom going to be destroyed.
Well, that scene is, so it's early in the movie. The Mario brothers go out on this plumbing call, and it's like, can you fix this simple leak? And then a dog gets mad at them, and it's this whole farce. But it is a movie within itself. It's what a scene in a movie should be, which is a 5-minute mini story. And it tells that. And it's the only scene in this movie that does that.
Yeah, because every other scene is just like, now we're at the Mushroom Kingdom. I found the princess. The princess says I can help her. We're going to go to see the donkeys. Or they're not donkeys. Donkey Kong is not a donkey.
Right.
They're gorillas.
Gorillas, yeah.
We're going to go see the gorillas. And they're going to help us just because. And there's never tension again or stakes again. And that told such a short, fun little story, the scene with the dog. Yeah.
Whereas the rest of the movie feels very much like the metaphor that I've used before, which is when a kid tells a story, a series of and thens. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's just, and then Mario goes to see the princess. And then the princess shows him what a mushroom is. And then they go and they find Donkey Kong. And then they all ride go-karts. And then it's just a series of time filler. Yeah. And that doesn't make for a good movie.
Yeah, there is just so little conflict. Like the fact that literally anyone who goes up to Princess Peach and says they want to go, she's like, oh, that's fine, yeah. Okay, Mario, don't know you. You're completely untrained, but you can come. Oh, hey, Toad, don't know you either, but you seem gung-ho to be here. Awesome. We are too welcoming on this quest, I believe, perhaps.
Yep. Absolutely.
No one has to prove themselves?
No, it's just, hey, you want on the quest? Get on board with the quest.
Yeah, all the toads are cowards, apparently. Literally all of them. All of the toads, all of the mushroom people are absolute cowards who will let their princess die for them.
Yeah, other than
happily.
Toad. Other than Toad, who's chill as hell. Toad is chill as hell.
Hey, Toad, no disrespect.
Yeah.
You're cool as hell. You're trying to protect her. You want an adventure. Absolutely fine.
Toad's doing great. I do want to take a quick sidestep. Because I need to clear something up before this episode gets any further and before anybody tweets at us. All right? The Mario versus Mario debate.
Oh, I didn't know this was one. Okay.
The pronunciation of the titular super character. Okay. How do you pronounce his name?
Mario?
I also pronounce it Mario. There are people who are adamant that it's Mario versus Mario. Mario. Super Mario, Mario.
I can hear the differences, yes.
There is a difference, and there's this like debate between two different camps as to how it's pronounced. And I think there must have been some kind of fucking regional ad or some difference at some point where two timelines like splintered off. And I think they're both correct, and it doesn't matter. But no matter how you choose to pronounce it, there will be someone online who is like, oh, you said Mario all episode. It's Mario. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Versus Mary or Mari. Mario.
I mean, it's probably just like, what version of Sega did you get? Did you get a soft Sega or a hard Sega?
Or a hard Sega. It's different. And the one thing that frustrated me is that while watching the movie, I was like, I am going to see how they have decided to say it.
Okay.
What is their canon? And what is the style and branding choice you have made with this film? And it was pathologically all over the place. And that infuriated me. It infuriated me that literally it's Charlie Day as Luigi, where he's just like, I think we did pretty good, Mario. Anyway, let's get out of here, Mario. And I'm like, you fucking fuck. You fucked me.
You fucked us, director
You
or
fucked me again.
Voice editor. I don't know who's in charge of the continuity of the pronunciation of Mario or Mario.
Yeah. And I think either is correct, but you need to find an internal consistency where you're like, in this movie, we have decided everyone says Mario, but it's all over the map.
See,
I wanted to get that out of the way before
fair.
any internet came at me.
That's absolutely fair. I love that I did not know this, and we've beat the bad press.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten in front of it. Thank you for this. Now, wouldn't it just be the way he says it, his own name? It's a me, Mario? Like,
that's the other thing that's crazy about this debate.
does he say it differently sometimes?
Some people, I think he's always said it's a me, Mario. But there are people who insist that he says it's a me, Mario. I don't know if there's a different file on regionally different releases of the game, but this is a whole conspiracy rabbit hole now.
I really wish these were things I'd known. I interviewed Charles Martinet once.
You did.
But I did not know this controversy, and I would have asked.
Yeah.
Would have brought it up.
Charles Martinet does get a small cameo in the movie. Gets to play.
You know where he is. I know very little about the Mario franchise, and I was like, "That's Charles Martinet getting his little."
Well, you met the man. You know what he sounds like.
He didn't speak like this.
He did
in the interview.
In the interview, he did.
Actually,
Yeah.
he did kind of play it up the whole time.
He's a cool, chill dude.
Oh, he was fun as hell.
Yeah. So he gets a small cameo in this movie, which is nice but disrespectful because it just should have been him doing the voice of Mario.
Because Pratt is forgettable as hell.
He's not doing anything here,
He's not doing anything. He is easily the flattest part of this movie. Like, we never really love when, like, face actors play voice actors, but he's easily doing the least amount of any of the, like, live action actors who have been hired for this film.
Yep, absolutely. Because, face actors for voice actors, yes, we've talked about it before. It doesn't always work. There are exceptions.
Jack Black.
Jack Black, who also has the pedigree of like 3 different Kung Fu Panda movies. Like he is also at this point a trained star of DreamWorks voice animation. So Jack Black knows how to do it and dedicates it. And Charlie Day is like unique and fine. And then they have a lot of voice legends doing, support pieces and pop-ins and here and there. But yeah, Chris Pratt is just nothing.
Just nothing. He's made no choices.
Yes.
Hasn't made a single choice. He went in, he was like, I'm going to make my voice a little bit higher. I'm done.
And even then, it's not consistent.
It's not even consistent. There's nothing to this Mario. He is the blandest. He is the oats you talked about earlier. The absolute nothing, just plain oats of voice acting and characterization. Mm-hmm. Every other character was so much more interesting. Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong was so much more interesting. Charlie Day's Luigi I could have heard all day.
Yeah. Charlie Day's Luigi is like... Charlie Day is someone who I'm like, I don't really think you're a voice actor, but when well cast, you work. Like, you are a good performer, and you just need to be cast correctly because you don't have the vocal range or ability to kind of vary it up a little bit. But Luigi's pretty good fit for him, so it kind of works. But yeah, at Pratt, there's no consistency. There's no decision made. It's kind of, frankly, just mumbly. It feels like the first take of a cold read. Like a car pulled up, he ran into a voice booth full speed, stopped and was like, what do I say in this one? Hey, what is that? Some kind of a mushroom? All right, you guys have a good weekend. And he's out. Like, it's not even clear in his speech pattern.
I love that you brought this up because, like, the fact that he is nothing is like one of the plot points of this movie is that he hates mushrooms. And I didn't even feel like he hated mushrooms.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like Mario was a guy who, like, when he was forced to eat a mushroom for an entire montage, because that's how he gets his powers, even disliked it.
Yeah.
There was that little coming through in the performance.
I wouldn't submit an audition that sounded like his finalized performance.
Ouch.
I am a moderate to poorly successful commercial voice actor. Mm-hmm. And occasionally I will get ones where it's like it's barks or onos are often what it's called in the video game world and other things, or effort sounds it's often called, where it'll be like, act like you're eating a soup that's disgusting for this animated soup commercial where someone eats a competitor's soup. And it'll be like, act like you eat a thing that you don't like. And I would have to be like, like, you got to do a few. But in this one, it's like, all right, Chris Pratt, in this one, you're eating a mushroom you don't like. All right, we got it.
What you did was funny somehow, though. Somehow you made it funny.
Like,
how did you do that?
I'm sorry. / you're welcome.
You couldn't even fail on purpose as well as Chris Pratt has failed.
All right, a mushroom you don't like. Bug.
That was closer. That was closer to Chris
Yeah.
Pratt. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That was, I didn't laugh at that.
Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah. If my audition sounded like his final performance, I would email my agent and say, I'm not right. This isn't good enough to submit me for this role.
Or your agent would email you back and be like, I'm not submitting this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
100% I would get that email being like, you can't do this. I'm not putting you forward for this.
Wow.
Wild that he is the lead of this movie. And Charles Martinet is right there. And
literally probably next to him in the voice booth.
Yeah.
Like, they had several scenes together. So
Yeah.
they showed up on the same day some days.
True. And even actors who I wish well. So we mentioned the exception of Jack Black being a phenomenal delight and nailing Bowser. Jack Black can stay. He's phenomenal. And even like some of the on-camera talent who I enjoy. Like, there's Charlie Day, Fred Armisen, Keegan-Michael Key. Phenomenal on-camera performers, not doing a terrible job. But then the support staff they have in this are voice legends.
Absolute legends.
Legends. We have Carrie Payton, John DiMaggio, Eric Bauza. They have absolute legends.
And
Phil Lamar is listed as additional voices. Legends.
And it's
Ashley Birch is listed as additional voices.
I know, and it's like, that's rude now. Either you have to give them the lead roles or not put them in the movie at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's just absolutely rude and disrespectful.
Yeah, absolutely. That
To tell Mario you can't carry a Mario movie.
John
Hey, Charles Martinet, you're Mario, but you're not Mario.
John DiMaggio gets 2 lines as an uncle, and stand-up comedian Sebastian Maniscalco gets a much bigger, get more voice actors in bigger roles, please.
Very upsetting.
Please. Yeah, truly upsetting. So the wrong casting other than Jack Black. Chris Pratt, very bland, not really doing much.
Seth Rogen wasn't doing anything, but was funny.
Yes.
So I'm going to give him credit for that. Like, his lines were delivered with humor that made me laugh, but I'm like, that's Seth Rogen. He's not doing anything with his voice.
I think Seth Rogen fully succeeded in reading that, even though he wasn't the right casting.
He wasn't the right casting, but he still made me laugh a few times.
I 100% agree, because he's funny. He's Seth Rogen, and he wasn't put in the right role, but he didn't phone it in. He's still, even on a day when he isn't trying, is funnier than most people are on days when they're trying or are cast appropriately.
Yeah, it really felt like they were trying to recreate the magic of the Lego movie here. I mean, when you...
Oh, 100,000%.
I know it seems obvious, like, when you say it, but I just, need to go through it. Like, you cast Chris Pratt again. You cast Charlie Day again. You cast Anya Taylor-Joy, who sounds exactly like Elizabeth Banks in the Lego movie.
Oh,
I
interesting.
actually thought this was Elizabeth Banks until I checked the IMDb.
Okay.
Who plays Wild Styles in the Lego movie.
Yeah.
So you've just hired all the same people, and you're like, oh, it's a toy/video game that we're turning into a movie. What if we hire the same people and we can capture the same joy? But God, they didn't do anything with it, though. The Lego movie was so adaptive and different, and they, went to such lengths, and this was it's just going to be you watch the video game.
And just the jokes per minute in something like a Lego movie, where it's okay, in this scene, it is whatever Pratt's character was, the Master Builder, is the Master Builder
Ethan?
Owen? Ethan? Chris Pratt's character,
Chris Pratt.
the Master Builder, wakes up and it's and now the Master Builder has to go to work. And it's coffee mug, that's a joke. The alarm clock, that's a joke. The joke per minute of saying hello to the other people as he walks into work, that we're writing in a joke here. The jokes per minute that they wrote in. Whereas in this one, it would be stuff where it's just And then Mario and Luigi have to run to the thing because their car broke down. And it's like, okay, what are the funny things that happen along the way? It's like, well, but they're running to the thing. Don't you understand?
And they have to run on some platforms. So it's
Which is not how normal people would run.
Yeah,
but that's how you would run if you're Mario from the Mario game.
But the Lego movie made jokes, and this movie just makes references.
Yes.
This movie is like, oh my God, look, a whole bunch of Yoshis. And I'm like, what are the jokes about the Yoshis? I'm like, look at them. Look at all the Yoshis over there. I'm like, and the jokes about the Yoshis? And there's none. I feel like near the end, they actually had one scene that had a couple actual good jokes. And I was like, how did you figure this out during one scene? It was during the wedding scene.
Oh,
They actually figured out a couple good jokes. I don't know what the big King Bomb is named.
I think Bob-omb.
Bob-omb?
Bob-omb.
Okay. Bob-omb sits down and he hits a turtle, and the turtle does that thing where it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until he like stops it. And I'm like, that's very funny. Yeah, I like that.
Not only is that a reference, that's a visual gag. And it's like he chose an awkward place to sit, like slightly off center, squishing one, crushing the other.
Yeah, that was one of the only times they played with the universe they lived in a way that broke the boundaries of what the games do. And the only other thing they did that wasn't a joke, but I thought was cool, that kind of broke the game boundaries, was I really liked when Peach set off Bob-omb.
Yes.
And I don't think that's a thing you can do in the game, as far as I know, any game. I've never seen you just be able to throw a spear and set him off.
Right. Yeah, you can throw the wind-up ones. You can, yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way.
But anyway, it was like, those were the only times I'm like, oh, you're actually having fun and kind of breaking the boundaries of the Mario universe. Mm-hmm. And they don't do it. And the rest of the time, they're just like, we are terrified to introduce lore about the Mario universe.
Yeah.
This movie is petrified to say why anything exists and what anyone's backstory is.
And even stuff that is lore, that is a joke setup, where it's just like, and so Mario, here's a mushroom, you eat it, it makes you big. You eat mushroom, makes you big. Later, we have a fight scene, you eat blue mushroom, that's a thing from the game, makes you little. Blue mushroom make you little. That's the joke.
Oh, what happens when he's little?
He is.
Oh, does he do like any fun Ant-Man stuff where he like crawls up your ear and he goes in your body?
I don't think you understand. He is smaller.
Oh.
And so that'll be like 6 minutes. And
They think that's a joke.
And literally, like, that's it. And this is the other thing about like how long this movie feels. It feels like the script for this was maybe 12 pages. Because like we have the opening and it's like they're plumbers, there's a couple of scenes, and then it's like they have to run to a gig. They're running to the gig. They're still running. He's on a platform. Most people aren't on platforms. Now he opens a door. Luigi goes through the door. Luigi's under a platform while Mario is on top of a platform. And like even like if you're trying to like imagine what this was in writing, it's one sentence. It's nothing. No jokes were added. No visual gags were added in the animation. The whole like go-kart sequence as well, to be like, it's like Mario Kart. Like, okay, in the sense that they're driving carts. And then where does and that was like a little better than some of the rest, but it's still just like, and then they're driving carts. And they continue to drive, and they are still driving, and now we're still on the cart part. Mm-hmm. And just that's it. That's 15 minutes a movie where nothing happens.
Nothing happens. There's so much like buildup of the world, and like it looks good. It looks exactly like the games look, which to me isn't interesting because I've seen the games. Like I could just watch some gameplay and it would look exactly like this for the most part. But I think I was just mostly upset that like, for all the things that are just like things happening, nothing gets explained. It's like, oh wow, a rainbow road. It's like, why is this here? Who made it? What's its purpose? How does it exist? Why are there power-up boxes throughout Mushroom Kingdom? What is anything? Where is the star from? What does the star technically do? I just am so mad that a movie, like, I don't need to be bogged down with lore, but you gotta give me something. You gotta create a universe.
Especially when the lore that they have created is also a huge waste of time that goes nowhere. The fact that they maintain the live-action Super Mario Brothers movie version of Mario and Luigi are from Earth's New York, and there are secret pipes under normal Earth's New York that takes these two actual Earth plumbers to a different dimension, a thing that you didn't need to do, and is the first 20, 30 minutes of this movie, which is just like, check it out. These are two New York boys in New York. wow. And then later, they're not. But like, there's no plot device about like we've got to keep Bowser from getting to the real world.
Or like, we got to get home.
Even Daisy is like, I'm a child who I think was flushed down the toilet, which is the darkest thing imaginable. And I ended up in the Mushroom Kingdom. There's no how do I get home plot. They just planted the seed of something wildly dark and didn't do anything with it.
They just kind of stumble upon the pipes. Like, no one was trying to break into our world. No one was leaving our world. And also, New York kind of looks, I know this is going to sound dumb, New York looks like the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, they didn't differentiate the art styles in enough ways and stuff. Like, when he got there, I was like, we're still in the same universe, right? It just feels the same.
The art style they used is in Super Mario Odyssey, they introduced a place called New Donk City.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just like New York, but it's a fantastical, sillier, heightened version of New York that can exist simultaneous and alongside all of the Mario stuff. Mm-hmm. And then this is still just normal Earth New York and not New Donk City. So it just is a bunch of lore for nothing to be like, we need you to know that these are New York human men.
And lore for nothing, because it's like, it's so weird, the few things they do. Like, when Peach sees Mario, she's like, you're a human. And I'm like, how do you even know the word human? You showed up here when you were like 1 year old.
Yeah.
Why do you know he's a human? And does it matter he's a human? Oh, it does not.
It does not.
It does not matter that 2 humans have arrived. It's not like we've been looking for the tunnels to get to Earth, or like, wow, humans haven't been here for 50,000 years. They're like, oh, cool, human.
Oh, another human. Huh.
Also, I'm going to throw this out here. Mario fucking wrecked Brooklyn. Mario destroyed that place. First thing he did was not save it from flooding. They leave before the flooding's been fixed.
That's the other...
Right? They wasn't fixed.
This whole news, the whole reason they find the pipes is like all of Brooklyn is, or Queens, I can't remember, is flooding completely.
And they want to be heroes.
Yeah. And they don't, and aren't, and we just don't go back to that.
No, yeah, there's like a thing that they have to turn off, and they don't because a pipe breaks, and then they just take a different pipe that they don't think is going to help in any way.
Yeah.
So I guess Brooklyn fixed itself while they were gone. And then Mario, knowing what the pipes do, sends the giant bullet bomb down the pipes.
Uh-huh.
He's the reason, and New York got wrecked. Koopa's giant, or Bowser's giant city destroyed 18 million buildings.
The fact that Super Mario 9/11'd New York with a bullet bill is a pretty weirdly dark and bleak thing for this movie to have done.
People are dead.
Oh, super dead. Super dead.
Super Mario dead.
Yeah. And he did that shit.
And then the end of the movie is just a whole bunch of newspaper clips of like, Mario's a hero. Mario saves Brooklyn. I'm like, he forgot to mention he did that shit. He told the bullet to go in the pipe.
He could have just not done that shit.
He could have made the bullet go in some water.
Yes.
Most people send a bomb into water.
That is where, or space. Not New York. He did an opposite of the Avengers.
He did an opposite Iron Man.
He did reverse Iron Man.
The bullet wasn't aimed at New York.
He opened a portal to New York and pushed a nuke through it.
I need a deleted scene of Iron Man slapping Mario in the face.
He did a reverse Iron Man to destroy New York.
You fuck.
What a piece of absolute garbage.
And then took credit for saving New York.
What a piece of trash.
Oh, I mean, maybe Chris Pratt should play this character.
Yeah, you know what?
It's starting to all come together.
It's starting to all come together.
It's starting to
Oh my
to
God. Oh, Chris Pratt, you've lost so much goodwill so fast.
So fast.
Yeah. It's a real strong rise and fall of any kind of goodwill.
Yeah. Literally any other Chris could have played Mario, and I would have been like, I'm on board.
Would have
you
been
go
fine
for
with
it.
that.
I still would have rather Charles Martinet, but like any other Chris, I would have given a pass.
Hey, we saw Pine last week, and we were like, Pine's fun.
Pine's
having a great time when he's out there doing stuff.
Having a good time.
Yeah. And it's so easy to just not lose the public's goodwill. All you have to do is just shut up and be chill. It's so not hard. Be accepting of other people and be chill. Easy. Very easily done.
We do it all the time. And if you fuck up, apologize.
And if you fuck
I'll
up,
let someone
apologize.
grow.
Yeah, you can apologize and grow. Just be cool. And then people won't actively be rooting against you. Like we were recently having a conversation with our podcast family. We were talking with Kat Angus and Jocelyn Getty of I Hate It But I Love It. And we were talking about like movies that were like coming out this in the past couple of weeks that, you know, the past month or so that do well or don't do well and what the public opinion on it is. And it was like Shazam comes out and doesn't do well because Zachary Levi's, you know, public opinion is not good because he's an idiot. And then everyone's like, wow, look at Shazam failing. Let's all point and laugh. And then it's like things go a little wrong with Super Mario and everyone's like, Chris Pratt, you idiot. Let's look at you and point and laugh. And then we were talking about the movie 65, which came out and kind of bombed. And everyone was like, you'll get him next time, Adam. Like, all you have to do is be chill, and then no one's rooting for your failure. Like, it's so easy. It's okay to have a movie that bombs, and no one minds if you're just not a dick.
Yeah, I like Adam Driver, and it's almost like, oh, sorry, I'll get you on the next one, Adam.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see 65, but, like, I'm going to see your next thing.
Yeah.
No one is writing like hit pieces like 65 failed because Adam Driver sucks.
Yeah.
Nobody wrote that.
There's no Instagram beef with Adam Driver and other stars about who was or wasn't doing cameos in 65. Adam Driver's just living a good life waiting for the next call.
Although maybe Adam Driver isn't a great example because who would dare beef with him?
I mean, who would
He
dare?
is a scary, dangerous man.
He's there. He's big.
But he's like
Look
scary
out.
in such a kind way. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know how to even approach you, sir.
Right? It's
You're
beautiful.
complicated.
But anyway, my general thesis there is be kind, accepting, and not a dick, and people won't root for your failure or write hit pieces about your failure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, think about how many chances Ryan Reynolds got to be a star
Yeah.
because people liked him. He's had at least 12 flops before he got Deadpool.
Oh, full on like box office ruining, studio shutting down level flops.
Yeah, he's destroyed some other people. Not he, but his movies have gone so bad that he has wrecked some entire production houses. And we were like, we're going to keep giving him shots.
We're gonna keep giving
We
him
love
shit.
Ryan Reynolds.
People like working with him. He's nice. He's lovely. Just be nice and lovely to people.
Be nice and lovely.
It's not that hard.
A point I wanted to make, unfortunately, when we were on the human Marios. So they established they're from the human world and that they're actual plumbers. They're not just like some random guy in Mario World dressed like a plumber, like they never explained. And they're like, oh, we could be successful. We could be plumbers. We're such good plumbers. Being a plumber never comes up. And it bothered me super, super bad. None of his inherent skills were useful.
Yeah, it doesn't come up at all.
Even like Luigi, like even has like plumbing gear that comes through the pipes with him that he carries.
Yep.
And they don't ever use it to be like, I know, we'll use our skills. Who needs power-ups? Who needs anything like that?
And he is even I would say he's even worse than a plumber because like one of the air quote comedic scenes is that Mario cannot comprehend or understand the piping system.
Ooh,
And it's like
yes.
pipes should be the one thing. That is literally the only plumber themed thing in the entire video game world of Super Mario is
the
pipes.
Yeah, so other people should be confused and he should be like, I get these instantly.
Yeah.
I know exactly where this one will come out somehow. He has an inherent pipe talking ability.
And
He's
he-
the pipe whisperer.
And he uses that to his understanding, but instead he uses a pipe once to send a reverse Iron Man to New York.
I mean, he did use the pipe.
He did use the pipe at one point.
He did wreck New York City.
Yeah. But yeah, I see what you're saying. They never really tie in the plumber thing, even though Luigi is carrying around his kit the whole time.
Yeah, they
And
bothered to send it through the pipes.
Yeah, they give Luigi like the flashlight to kind of like do like a haunted mansion, Luigi's Mansion type of a reference thing. What like that's just kind of like, oh, okay,
Oh,
sure,
references.
sure, yeah,
Hooray.
yeah. That is a light. That sure is. We did that. Okay.
And I will actually have one more positive, though. I don't know what the hell was happening with this character. The suicidal cloud star thing, I thought was actually pretty funny. In the cage?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what game has this star or what was going on with this guy.
I gotta look this up. I think for some reason there was part of me that was like, is that like the weird droplet thing from Zelda? There's a couple. I don't know. I really should have looked this up before we started recording, and I apologize.
It's existential crisis intrigued me.
Uh-huh.
It seemed to be the only character that had a character.
It was interesting. It also seemed to legitimately confuse and bum out the children in the theater.
It did feel like their least favorite character.
Like, there was a couple of bleak existential moments where I was like, but I could feel the air has left the theater at that point.
Yeah, like at one point there's a line that one of the Koopas comes to all the prisoners and he's like, all right, Bowser is going to kill you all and lower you into lava. And the star thing goes, oh, finally, mercy. And it's like, whoa, star thing? You could feel the kids be like, what's that mean? Wait.
What?
Like
The
you could feel the trauma.
I can finally rest, the sweet relief of death. Like, you said that to kids, huh?
You said it to children, right to their faces.
Huh.
I thought it was funny, but I have a fully formed brain.
Yes.
My brain is done
Yeah, we're done and
making
formed.
thoughts.
I think
and
so.
traumas.
I think so. Yeah, I agree that was a little bit adult and weird, but there are some things about this as well that are kind of adult and weird. For a G-rated movie that is kind of fun for the whole family, it's a movie where you race go-karts and a banana peel makes you crash that go-kart. It should be inherently kind of slapstick and harmless for the most part. A lot of New York did die, but then also there was just some language choices that felt like the poor choice for a G movie. Things like even like Bowser and Mario and people would talk and it'd be like, I'm going to find you and I'm going to kill you. And even the use of the word kill, it felt very off-putting for a family G-rated movie. And also it just doesn't feel like what even the games were. It always feels like, I'm going to defeat you. I'm going to imprison you. I'm going to stop you. At no point in a video game is Mario ever like, hi, Bowser, I'm here to kill you.
I'm going to stab you in the heart.
Like, kill?
Kill.
Kill.
They do say kill a lot of
They
times.
say kill a lot. And you can easily, to gamify it, change that language just with defeat. Stop.
Gonna stop you.
Yeah, even like the most threatening version, end you.
Ooh,
and it'd
that's
be
a good
like,
one.
that implies death to adults, but it just implies the end of the story to kids. But yeah, there's a lot of like, I'm going to murder you. I'm going to kill you. We need to go there and kill them. If we don't stop Bowser, he's going to kill the whole Mushroom Kingdom. I'm like, a lot of straight up murder talk for a G-rated movie. And a simple thing just by using synonyms as well that they could have cleaned up a bit.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Because even though I'm like, it's a G-rated movie, everything's going to be fine. I will say, when they started lowering everyone into the lava, I was like, oh no. And especially when like Luigi's started burning, I was like, this is getting a little intense perhaps.
I think so.
This feels like when the toys almost got burnt up in Toy Story 3.
Oh, yes.
A traumatizing moment.
Absolutely upsetting moment. So yeah, it got a little too real in a few different scenarios. Yeah.
Because I feel like there was, I guess they kind of backtracked it because like Bowser does like burn one of his turtles to death, but then he just turns into like a zombie turtle. But it does mean he still murdered him.
Yeah, but they also have eternal life. But that's in a weird, playful way. It feels very similar to, God, this feels like ages ago now, but when we covered the most recent live-action Power Rangers movie.
Oh, that movie was great.
That movie was actually pretty good.
Slapped.
And I don't know why more people didn't like it. We really liked that movie. But it was weird because we talked about it during that movie to hear them talk about killing.
Yeah.
And that felt very like, when you watch Power Rangers growing up, it was very like, we have to stop Rita Repulsor. And then like scenes in that movie was like, I'm going to kill you, Rita. And Rita being like, I'm going to kill these teenagers. I'm like,
I'm going to murder teens.
Yeah. Kill is just, and even that I don't think was a G movie. But it still felt off-putting.
I mean, I think also one of them drowned to death in the movie. I think that was at least a PG.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that out there for Power Rangers.
A lot of kill talk for a G movie in this one. I think the other positive that I did mention kind of quickly in the spoiler-free review was just a really good job, and this will unfortunately also lead into a quick negative, but a really good job with the score and composition. Truly, like all of the music from this video game series is truly iconic, and I think a testament to the beauty of art that you can create when having to create art within boundaries, whether that be like 8 or 16-bit or a bad sound card, to be like, we have this janky piece of technology that can only do a handful of beeps and boops. What can we create with this? Oh, a legendary composition that will outlive most people? Yeah, we can do, and just the beauty of the score of Mario throughout the years, of like whether it be like Bowser's Castle's theme or like the more playful underwater stuff, or like the speed ramping of actually collecting a star, and hearing that executed with like a full orchestra, modernized with some really beautiful touches. I would say actually the end credits of this movie, when it stopped playing movie and was just playing these beautiful modernized orchestral renditions of the score of these game series throughout the years, I was like, this is the most moving part of this movie for me, and it's when all of the characters have left. So nothing but love and respect for all of these musical pieces.
I will absolutely agree, and I am the one who doesn't notice music. And even I was like, oh, the music's kicking in. I love that. I mean, sometimes Bowser just straight up played it while Jack Black was singing.
That's also a delight too.
Oh, which is a pure delight. Any other character / actor, I would have been like, just a reference. But I'm like, Jack Black, you're making it work. You're integrating it into the film. I absolutely love it. Absolutely, adore what you're doing, Jack Black. Don't stop. But yeah, the music is like. Yeah, I didn't really know it was different with like an orchestral version, but I get what you're saying now that you said it. I'm like, oh yeah, it is fuller. It is getting into your bones a little bit more. It is iconic and memorable. But to turn that into a negative, I don't know where your negative was going to go. How bad is this movie if the music's that good? And I was still like, I don't feel anything. But I think this music is iconic and wonderful, and it gets in your bones, and I think it's beautiful and energizing. But also, this action scene's pretty boring, even though the music's playing.
It does say a lot that the music moved me the most when the movie had stopped. So yeah, I agree with that. That the movie actually takes away from how beautiful the music is.
Yeah, it couldn't be saved by great music, even.
Yeah, yeah. And I think for me, the quick negative that I was going to turn it into is that for all of the beautiful original pieces of music that the Mario series has had over the decades, the really tacky and poor choice of modern pop songs occasionally throughout this movie were shitty.
What was up with
just
that?
Really, I can't even remember what the pop songs were anymore, but also dated pop songs.
Yeah, like kids don't know these. And I'm just kind of like, did Guardians of the Galaxy influence this a little too much? Was James Gunn here?
I'm flat out going to say that this is a consistent DreamWorks problem. Okay. And DreamWorks has been doing this.
They own a lot of music?
I don't even know if that's it. I think it's just 50-year-old executives making music decisions, because for like a decade plus of DreamWorks movies, it's like, here it is. This DreamWorks movie is about two teenage giraffes, and they escape from the zoo and they learn to love each other. Anyway, they're teenagers, they're giraffes, and one night they hang out and they go to karaoke. What do they sing at karaoke? Blink 182's What's My Age Again? And I'm like, who is this movie for? Who is that reference for? This is a movie visibly for 7-year-olds. Why do you choose only late 90s, early aughts grunge punk choices? None of it makes sense for your target demo. And DreamWorks, every DreamWorks movie, watch it, and it is the most fascinating, out of genre, out of time, wildly poor music decisions at every available turn in every available movie they've ever made.
I get what you're saying. It's definitely not for the kids, because the kids won't know the song. My only thought would be it's for the parents who have brought their kids to the movie.
That is, and even then, that's a leap, because it's like they have to be there.
Yeah, you don't have to get them to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
They have already bought 6 tickets for all the children they bought. You got them.
Yeah.
They're trapped here. No adults were coming here to listen to your 1980s and 90s music in the Mario movie.
Yeah, so that's just a quick pet peeve of mine about all DreamWorks movies, and also in this one as well. Yeah. Well, I'm feeling good on the Super Mario Brothers movie. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good enough. Good-ish.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm done talking about it.
I've said everything that I need to say about it.
I actually forgot we'd seen it today for a few hours, is how I'm going to end this. Because we saw this movie at like a matinee showing, because we were trying to skip all the kids because it was on a school day. We saw it at a matinee showing, and then we came home and ate and took a nap, and I woke up, and I had completely forgotten I'd seen a movie this day.
Yeah.
This is the same day.
That's the Super Mario Brothers movie.
That's it. You need to get an Inceptioned out of your mind movie?
This is the one.
See Mario.
I mean, sincerely, if you just need colorful moving images to entertain a child for 90 minutes, I think it's that.
I will say it's
relatively inoffensive.
It's inoffensive. It is bright and colorful. It's like it is well CG'd.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it was like people in the last hour working like overnights or anything. You didn't hear anything about that. I think they made the movie properly.
Seems like they made the movie properly.
Just wasn't very fun.
Yeah, just wasn't super fun. But like at 90 minutes is also a good length for kids
Oh,
too.
thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for being 90 minutes. I will give you that movie.
Because when we covered the Sonic movies, I think both Sonic movies were closer to 2 hours. And I do recall our theatrical experience with that, thinking that like the Sonic movies are vastly superior to this Super Mario movie. But for 60 minutes, for 90 minutes, it had the kids. And then the last 30 minutes of both Sonic movies, kids in the theaters had lost all ability to sit still and attention span. Even though it's a better movie, it's just like, yeah, you did. That's too long for the kids.
Yeah, they start walking around. They start getting bored. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the right amount and decent, soft entertainment for children.
Yeah. Your kids will have a fine time.
There we go.
They'll be quiet for 90 minutes.
Well, let's go in for the close. Let's ask the final question of what would you change? So now that we've discussed everything we've discussed, what would you change about this if you could change anything? Before we do ask that final question, we'll remind you, if you haven't already, please check us out on Patreon, which is a monthly subscription service where you can get cool, exclusive bonuses depending on what level you want to subscribe at. We have added, as of this month, as of April 2023, we have added a new bonus bracket tier. The tier existed,
tiers.
But the new bonuses.
We've added new stuff.
New stuff at the $3 Sidekick level. If you sign up at the $3 a month Sidekick level, you will get this podcast ad-free and early as well. Two things. So you will get it. You will get it early. You will get it. It will vary depending on when we're covering new things and how early we'll release it. Sometimes you'll get it a couple days. Sometimes you'll get it a week. But you will get it early and you will get it ad free. And that directly supports this podcast as well. Without our patrons, we wouldn't be able to keep this network alive and do these podcasts. So it makes a huge difference. So $3 a month, and you can also sign up yearly, and then you just pay it all up front, and you also get 1 month free. So $3 a month, you can get episodes. You can get episodes early and ad-free, and as well at the $10 hero level, you will get those bonuses. Plus, you will get an extra episode of Talk from Superheroes every single month.
And the extra episode is also ad-free. It's on a topic we don't cover on the regular podcast. In April, we did John Wick 4.
Woo!
The inverse of Super Mario, a 3-hour movie that felt like it flew by that
Woo!
we adored.
Yum, 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 yum.
Cleanse that palate with John Wick 4.
John Wick Chapter 4. 3 hours long and not a minute of screen time wasted. Hot dog!
So we covered that on this week. And if you are a $10 patron, you also get the $3 stuff of the early access and the ad-free regular episodes.
Absolutely.
So if you're listening to this on a Monday, you could have listened to this on Friday and gotten the spoiler-free review before the weekend and known if you should go see the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Ooh, that's also a good little bonus there, right?
Early spoiler-free reviews, they're waiting for you at the $3 patron level.
That's helping. So go check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/fromsuperheroes. That is patreon.com/fromsuperheroes.
You are glowing at the mention of John Wick 4, and it is so delightful. Your entire demeanor has changed.
Mr. Wick. So, if you're curious whether we liked John Wick 4, we cover that on the exclusive Patreon.
I guess you don't need the
spoiler-free
spoiler-free review of John Wick 4.
John Wick. But check out the full episode, John Wick Chapter 4, over on Patreon right now. So let's go in for the close. Let's ask the final question of what would you change? Diana, what would you change?
I would like Mario to feel like a special boy for some reason. This movie fell into the same thing the Lego movie has that I hate, which is a very competent woman does not get to save the day, and Chris Pratt, the mediocre man, does instead. Peach was superior in every way, and she does not get a star. She does not get to save the day. The same thing happens in the Lego movie with Wild Styles and whatever Chris Pratt's character's name is. So I'm going to at least have him have a reason to be special. I think only humans should be able to use power-ups. And that's why she's so excited to see a human. And that's why Bowser is like, we have to stop humans from coming in. They can use power-ups. Because I think Donkey Kong also uses one. And I think maybe a couple other people. And I actually always thought only Mario could use them. So I think that would be a big change I would have. And then I would also have him use his plumbing to save the day. I don't care about your superstar. I think you should want a successful plumbing business. And I think you should use your plumbing to save the day. And I think you should be at least a special boy and you're the only one who can use power-ups. Those are going to be my big changes to kind of make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more like, why is Mario the lead of this movie? What's going on here? It's the least interesting character in this film. Those are my changes. And, Chris Pratt doesn't play him. Obviously.
Key.
Obviously.
I love this. I'm super on board with this. The idea that only humans can use power-ups, of course, that sounds great. That makes perfect sense.
That's why she would be their princess.
Yes.
That's why she was chosen to lead the mushroom people.
Yeah.
So those are my changes.
Love it.
Thank you. Andrew, what would you change? Sorry. I was like, he doesn't need me. He's got this. But politeness.
You were getting ready to stand up and leave.
Clap my hands.
I've done it.
It's my change.
I'm
sticking
finished
to it.
I would say my big change, and it's tough because this is just kind of a soft, non-specific change, but it would just be punch up. You need to get a team of comedy writers to come in and write the shit out of extra jokes. You can't have a 6-minute run sequence through New York where not one joke happens. You can't have a 10-minute go-kart scene where not one joke happens. You can't have an 8-minute marching scene where not one joke happens. You need writers to come in and write punch up, and then you need to get the voice actors to do those jokes. So I think having jokes and actors do them would be a big positive change for this movie to allow entertainment in these huge swaths of nothing.
Yeah, did Jack Black get to rewrite his scenes? They were so much funnier than everyone else's, or was it just performance pulling it out of nothing?
I mean, I'm gun to my head, I would be willing to bet that Jack Black is the only one who came into the booth and asked if he can play. And I'm not saying that this whole cast was told not to improvise, but they definitely weren't told to improvise. I think that your on-camera talent from Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Pratt, even comedic talent like Keegan-Michael Key, they came into the booth. Hey, what are the words written down that are out of context because we all record individually where it's like, come on, Mario. Get out of the way. It's Mario. And then they just delivered those lines one by one and left.
And say it this time, but Mario? All right.
Okay, Mario.
There we go. We got it both ways for regions.
And that's
we
Toad.
got it both ways for each region.
And we got Toad in the can. He's done. And I think Jack Black is the only person who came in and was like, okay, I read the full script. I did bring a little piano with me today. It's kind of a guitar, but I can lay it down and it has little fold out legs. I carry it everywhere. Could I do a piano song? Jack Black feels like he's the only one who came in with rewrites and not just improv.
I agree. I also think he might have had the easiest job of being able to do that because a lot of his scenes are alone at the castle.
Oh, true.
He is not trying to do this is a four-hander with Peach and Mario and Toad and Bowser. It's just Bowser being like, oh, I love Peach. What do you mean he has a mustache? Is it nice? Does she like the mustache? He got to actually just be by himself, which is easier.
Interesting.
But definitely he's still the only one who brought it.
Yeah. So I think just more written jokes that actors perform would be what makes this better. And Charles Martinet plays Mario.
I love these changes. I will always take more jokes.
Yeah.
More jokes. Excellent. Well,
that is going to be it for the Super Mario Brothers movie. I think this was a fun episode.
I had a lot of fun.
All right, time in the theater. Fun episode talking about it, though.
What a life.
What a life we live. And before we call it a day, before we let you go, I do want to remind you all as well that I'm going to be participating in a charity event. I would love for you all to take part in and to help me out fundraising for a wonderful cause. In August, I'm going to be participating in something called the Friends for Life Bike Rally. It is a 6-day, 610-kilometer, which is 379 miles for our American friend, a bicycle ride from Toronto Toronto to Montreal. This event is in support of the People with AIDS Foundation. So the money that is raised go to support people living with HIV and AIDS, people who need food, wellness care, peer support, or just to be in a place that is welcoming and safe for them. It's a phenomenal cause, and it's a wild thing that I'm doing. I'm doing a 6-day bicycle rally, and we're currently raising money. If you go to bike.andrewivimey.com, that is bike.andrewivimey, IVIMEY.com, then you can donate. Please donate whatever you can. It all goes to a wonderful cause. It helps encourage and create enthusiasm in me to do this wild long ride. So please head over to bike.andrewivimey.com if you have anything to give.
It is a wonderful cause. Andrew's a wonderful man. Please support this great work that he is doing with his legs, body, and charity. I'm so proud of you. You're so cool.
Thank you. Legs and body.
Legs and body and heart.
And
legs, body, heart. The Andrew Ivimey package.
We got all of it. So go check that out. And next week on the podcast, building up to, we're going to be talking about, in a couple of weeks, we'll be talking about Picard Season 3. But next week on the podcast, we're going to be talking about a little bit more Jean-Luc Picard action, a little more Star Trek action. We're going to be talking about Star Trek First Contact.
I'm so excited. I haven't seen this movie in years and years. I'm such a TNG head.
Oh, boy.
Andrew's never seen it.
I've never seen it. I've only watched the shows, and I don't think I've ever watched a Star Trek movie.
Crazy.
Or any of the TNG Star Trek movies.
They're basically long shows.
I believe
it's not that different. I'm not going to lie.
I'm very excited to talk about it next
It's going to be fun.
So next week, we're talking about Star Trek First Contact. And in the meantime, if you want to get a hold of us, you can find me on Instagram at Ivimey, Ivimey.
You can find me on Twitter at Words of Diana.
And you can find us most places at From Superheroes. And we'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye.